and today we have a very special guest with us, Professor Pitkar, who has come down all the way from Mumbai to be present in one of our programs, which will be starting shortly. Within this time, I just took the opportunity to have a discussion with him regarding certain matters. Professor Pitkar, I don't think he needs an introduction. I mean, he's a man of many facets. Apart from being a fountain pen aficionado, he is also into architecture, into old architecture. He has written a number of books, and he is someone. And I am too little a person to describe his achievements. Here, what we will discuss is about fountain pen and inks, and what, according to you, is the problem the Indian pen manufacturers are facing right now?
Thank you for inviting me, and I will put it that Indian fountain pens have been made almost for 100 years. Since the time Mahatma Gandhi had that Swaraj movement in 1932, Ratnam started making pens. There were some companies in South India. So Indian industries that were quite old. But the issue is that the development is much slower. In fact, in the earlier 50-60 years, they made pens. They made decently good pens, but they didn't improve. Improvisation in terms of design was very limited. It is in the last, say, 2 decades or so, there are many companies. I think more than there are 10-15 major companies who are into making Indian fountain pens, and now some have succeeded fairly good. But I think if we compare the international market, the world of fountain pens, they have gone substantially ahead. Whether in terms of their, not just design of the pen, but the clips, what they have on top of a pen, and particularly nibs, because we still are generally importing nibs. It's a costly affair, but then it is time that we start making nibs, and just not medium nibs, because the audience wants right from extra fine, fine, medium, broad, double broad. Like I myself use double broad, triple broad nibs. So we have to get into that. That is one thing. And we have to have a better finish in terms of the manufacture of the pen, the output that we get. And today is the world of marketing. So even the way the products are marketed in terms of their packaging has to change a lot, because it's the first look that one has when one looks at the package of the pen. And same with ink. I mean, Sulekha has been making ink from 1930s, and they did it for a long time. There was a break for some time. They again started it again, and we have to go ahead. There are over 100 types and 100 colors available, and we have to improvise on that. The type of, because people are very choosy nowadays, because they go to a shop, and even if they want a particular ink, they want to ask you which other colors you have. They want to go to see a pen, they'll say which other pens you have. So we have to not only make good pens, but a variety of good pens, so that they have an option of selection, and that is well available internationally, and we have to reach up to that status.
So what do you think is the way forward? So suppose we are given a time to 2 years or 3 years. What
way forward would be to involve designers. We have a lot of design schools, right from NID and other schools. So we have to have professional designers to design pens. It's no more a in-house issue or in-house game, as they call it. So we have to have designs, then we have to have stories to the pens. I mean, just not the fountain pen with some name, because what is at the back of it, what is the story behind it, is what people like to enjoy. So we have to develop on overall aspect, not just the fountain pen, the nibs or the inks, the packaging, the story of designing a pen, and how to reach out to people, because somehow, I mean, we have to pick up with the international market, and we have some manufacturers which are making pens which are selling abroad like anything. But there is a larger market outside. We have a huge Indian market. People have started using fountain pens in India. But we have to go far beyond that.
Yeah, very interestingly put, sir. This involving design schools, involving these places, like with design schools we always think of apparels
Yes.
and things like that, but designing a pen,
Yeah.
I was looking at some Italian manufacturers and the pens are excellent. I mean,
Yes.
so beautifully crafted, mostly handcrafted like the Japanese ones. And that's an aspect we think we should give more thrust.
Yes, that has to be given a thrust of getting the right designers, making options available, and going beyond what was being done in the last 50 years or last 1 or 2 decades, because the world is changing every day. The rate of change in design development in the first 50 years was just marginal. But if you see in the last 40-50 years, the development is radically changing. Almost, if you look at the international magazines, every company is coming with different models every year. They have to do it to sustain the market and the pressures of the other companies, and we have to get along with them.
Yeah, that's great. So what do you think of, like for a company like Sulekha, which is basically a small scale company, how should we go forward? I mean, you have seen our pens and inks.
I have seen them.
Yeah.
They are quite interesting, and I appreciate the cost factor, the manufacturing cost, the marketing cost, everything is a part of it. And I also believe that one doesn't have to have pens of 5,000, 10,000, 50,000 and much more, because we have end users who have to be inculcated in the hobby of pens. So we have to have pens at a lower range also, but they have to be user friendly. And I am told that you try and promote a fountain pen at the lowest level, going to the schools, even if that is sorted out very well, that you reach out to the major masses, use a fountain pen, which is good enough. One doesn't have to aim to make a $1 million pen. One can start with a 100, 500 rupee pen also. But in your own range, it should be such that you also have a variety. One should not just stop at 100, 200, 500, 800 pens. There are other companies also who used to make, I don't like to use the word cheaper pen, I will say less costlier pens, so that they could reach the student has to have the buying capacity also. But once they get used to using a pen, they should, as they grow and as their interests grow, they should be made available with, I won't use again the word costly pens, but better pens, because obviously they will cost more. But that variety should be made available from the least to the maximum.
Great, sir. And you have been moving around in the market for last 2 days, as you
Yes.
shared the experience, that there are shops with pens, but the problem is that the person who is selling is not.
Yes. That is one issue, that also an attempt has to be made, that the people who are across the counters should be educated. See, one is that the audience, the people at large who want to use pens have to be educated, the use of a pen, the benefit of a pen, because they are predominantly environmental friendly, unlike ball pens. So they are environmentally friendly is all understood by the pen manufacturers, but what is further important is to educate the sellers, the guy on the other side of the counter, that when he shows you a pen, he should know everything about the pen, its advantages, disadvantages, what is better, what options are available, and how to use a pen. He should not just show a pen, this is there, that is there, that is there, because the customer has to be told about the various options and the choices that he can make while buying a pen.
Now, coming back to Sulekha, sir, because I want to gain from your valuable suggestions. What do you think we should do there? We are mainly into inks,
Yes.
and we have developed more than, I think, 55 shades by this time. Have you seen our last one, that tiger?
Yes, I heard about it, and
I'll just.
and a very impressive box also, the way to promote, and we are trying to save tigers. Now this has to have a larger story to explain also.
Yeah.
That is one thing. And as you were saying, what best can be done is that, like if you go to the larger supermarkets or bigger places, you have those standalone standees or counters, those glass box counters. So we should be able to have a Sulekha unit also.
Yeah, sure.
Because you will find the bigger shops have for Pelican, for Sailor, for Mont Blanc, for Schaeffer, Parker, everything. So we should be able to inculcate to have it just something for Sulekha and a stand for Sulekha ink, and also give a space where they can dip and try all kind of ink, which will be very interesting.
Okay, sir, I won't take much of your time. I know you're a busy person
Not
and you
at
have a program to attend. Thank you very much for speaking to us, and if you have anything to tell our all will be watching this YouTube
think
channel.
The only thing I always keep saying, everybody use a fountain pen today. It's really enjoyable and memorable. Use a pen today. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot. I hope you have all enjoyed listening to Professor Pitkar, his valuable insights, and hope all of us who will be seeing this movie, visiting this YouTube, will be sharing to their friends and other persons, so that our people, the fraternity as a whole, is benefited from his wisdom, and more people come and join our fraternity of fountain pen and ink. And finally, I would like to thank Inked Happiness and my dear Shomda for giving me this opportunity and the honor to talk to Professor Pitkar. Thank you, sir, again.
Thank you.
Thank
so
you.
much.